guys, welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to talk Rhu-berry. Now I've already been letting this go for a little bit so you can kind of see what I'm talking about when it comes to letting it get liquidy and juicy and create some of its own juice. What I got here is 2 cups of my frozen rhubarb. You saw me do that in another video. I put it in the bottom of the pan, and then I took 2 cups of frozen berries, mixed berries. It's blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries. And then I put a cup of sugar on top of the berries and mixed up the sugar and the berries, and I let them defrost and create all of their own juice. And as you can see, the blackberries are already falling apart. Most of the raspberries have completely disintegrated, which is great. It's a big part of the reason why I like to do it this way with the frozen berries. Is it helps create a thicker, more flavorful jam when you use the frozen raspberries and blackberries. Then I just mixed it all up and let it sit until it defrosted, which took about an hour. Almost an hour and a half. And I got this. And what I'm going to do is add all the other ingredients and get to making this into jam. We'll be back. Alright guys, let's get this made. Now, I ended up having to put it in the fridge for the night because life came up. It won't make a difference and it won't change the outcome of the jam or jelly. It's just made the rhubarb suck up the juice quite profusely and turn red. So, no big deal. Alright, now, to this we add 1/4 cup of lemon juice, 8 ounces of our apple pectin, and then I'd already had a cup in here of sugar, so we're going to add 2 more cups of sugar. Now, if you want more sugar, you are more than welcome to. You can add the equivalent of a cup of sugar per cup of fruit. That is your choice. We like low sugar in our house. I grew up with a diabetic grandfather, and I have acquired the taste buds of low sugar. That's part of the reason I never really liked the store-bought jams and jellies, because for me they were always too sugary. So when I finally took the plunge to making my own jams and jellies, for me it was good because I could get back that tart that I always liked about jams and natural jams and jellies. Now, like I said, you can add more sugar if you want to make it less tart. The decision is all you. Alright, now all I'm going to do is turn this on to medium. Now, some people like to have it on medium-high. I don't. I always feel like on medium-high it just has too high of a chance to burn and go past that jam or jelly stage and into the taffy or candy stage, and that's not what we want. Alright, now what we're going to do is just let this sit here and start to boil. And I will bring you back as it starts to boil and as it starts to turn into a jam or jelly. Well, it'd be a jam, not a jelly, because jelly is just the juice. Whereas this is jam because it has the actual fruit in it. Alright, we'll be back. It's very common in berries for you to get this foam on the top. You can just skim it off. I've seen people add butter to their jams and jellies, and I tried doing that once, and it just didn't work for me because I don't use store-bought pectin. Remember, all the pectin I use in all jams and or jellies I make are made using apple pectin or peach pectin. I don't like to use anything at all store-bought. I was raised with my grandma and great-grandma boiling up and making small batches of jams and jellies like this on a regular basis. Oh, we're out of jelly. Okay, get some frozen fruit out and make up a couple of jars. That's how I grew up. For years, I didn't know how they had made it because I was little when I watched them make it. I was little when I helped them make it. I was about 8 the last time I watched my great-grandma make some shortly before she went into the nursing home. So when I grew up, I wasn't quite sure how to make it. And then I found Our Half Acre Homestead and Bev, Miss Wolfie, over there. And she was making jam, some kind of a strawberry jam or something. And she had made the pectin out of apples. And as soon as I'd seen her make the pectin out of apples, I remembered my grandma and great-grandma used to save the skins and cores of the apples and freeze them and then boil up the water and make pectin right before they made their jams and jellies. So I learned how to make large batches of pectin ahead of time, and I use a jar at a time. Alright, we're going to keep letting this boil. It's been about, where's my timer? There it is, 21 minutes. Sometimes, if you were to have this on high and just stand here and stir constantly the whole time, you could probably have your jam done probably by now. But I like to keep it on low and do a low boil and stir it every 30 seconds to a minute. That way, if I have to walk away for 1 minute, I don't have to quite worry about burning as easily. Alright guys, we're just going to let this keep boiling and we'll be back. Alright guys, it's been 37 minutes and it's all done. I'm using a clean spoon here so I can show you sheeting. My husband says that I tend to get it out of the camera when I'm doing this. So let me make sure that you can see. Alright, it's all done. Now see the clean spoon? Stir it up. There's a lot of berries in this one, but see how all of it comes together slowly? Actually, you could probably see it better on the back side. Well, you can't at all because there's so little liquid left in here. So much. It's not working on this spoon to show you right. See how the drips are coming and rolling together? Am I getting in the... No, I'm not. Okay. The camera doesn't want to... Unfortunately, I'm over boiling it a little bit. But I want to show you guys. You can also see how thick that the jelly has gotten, how much darker the jelly has gotten. See how thick it is on the spoon? There's all kinds of tricks to testing it, like a cold spoon or putting it on a plate into a into the freezer. But for me, the best way for me to test it is when you think you've gotten it there. And this is from my grandma. When you think you're done, you boil it for another 2 minutes. When you know you're done, you boil it for another couple minutes. And you can see that already, how just in the couple minutes we've had the camera on, how it's thickened and changed. So we're going to turn it off. And the number one sure sign that it's done is we're going to let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes. And then when I lift it, it'll wrinkle and look like wrinkly skin. So we're going to let it be, and we'll be back. Alright guys, it's been about 15 minutes because, you know, life, you get caught up sometimes. But I can tell you just by looking at it that it is definitely set jam, because I haven't even moved it and it's already wrinkling. So let me show you. Make sure I'm in camera frame here, yep. See all that wrinkling? This is jam ready to go. Now, if you're going to process this, you put them in your jars, your clean, sterile jars. You water bath can it for the longest time of the longest fruit, which is rhubarb, which is 35 minutes. But we ran out of rhubarry, and in the summer when we got lots of rhubarb around, my husband and my children love to have rhubarry jam at the ready at all times. So this is a perfect jam for that. I just take it. I'll get almost 2 pints out of this recipe. Put a lid on it and stick it right in my fridge because my family uses it right away. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up down below and let me know if there's other kinds of jams and jellies you'd like to see me make or like to see me try. And we'll see you guys in the next one. And remember, stay positive. Bye.